Vamos agora com o comissário da NFL, Roger Goodell, que obviamente foi crucial em trazer esse jogo aqui para o Brasil. Roger, this is such a special moment for our country, right? I mean, we have a Friday night game. It's the second Friday night game, right? Last year we had a Friday day game, right, when the Dolphins play the Jets. And now we got a prime time game here. Friday's the only game on the schedule. How special is that for the NFL?
Well, I think it's special for Sao Paulo, as you say, and Brazil fans, but also for the NFL. I mean, it's a historic game. We have two great franchises here to play each other, and I think it's celebrating the fact that football is global, and our football is global. And I think that's every time we share our game with fans, they love it. And so this is a great opportunity to put Sao Paulo, the NFL, our teams, our fans on a national platform, a global platform.
Yeah. You know, about a decade ago, I heard rumors that maybe we're going to have a Pro Bowl game here, that the NFL is already interested in Brazil. Can you kind of speak about the process of choosing Brazil as a country to host a regular season game?
Well, obviously, we think about a lot of different things, as you can tell from the Pro Bowl and everything else. But I think it's a way to share our game. That's what we focus on. You know, if we can bring our game to more fans, they wrap their arms around it. And it's, you know, media is an important partner. You're a great partner down here. But when you bring a game, it all comes to life. And that's when the fans really start to, it multiplies in its reaction. And it makes media better. It makes the whole process of developing a fan base much quicker.
And you've been at the NFL since 1982. I know you're a commissioner since 2006. So you worked with Pete Rozelle and you worked with Paul Tagliabue. And obviously they were instrumental in expanding the league, technology-wise and also globally, right? Because we had like a preseason games. A lot of preseason
series,
exactly before 2007. What do you take from each of those commissioners who were very important in the growth of the game also?
Well, I think, you know, they were huge influences on me personally, but they were also huge influences on the NFL. You know, Pete brought so much to the game with revenue sharing, with broadcast television during those years. And I think each commissioner has to deal with different elements during their period of time. And Pete set the league up great. Paul took it to another level. In a lot of
You've taken
ways.
it to another level.
Well, you know, I think, you know, technology's changed so much for us now, and so we have so many different options. I think that's, and fans have so many different options. I always say there's never been a better time to be a sports fan, and particularly an NFL fan, because there's more access. There's ways you can interact. And media has different ways where there's now two-way interaction. And I think, you know, as a kid, I used to stay up on Monday night to watch the highlights. You don't have to do that anymore. You get them immediately.
Yeah, and I mean, it's so special here in Brazil. What have you noticed maybe about the country that you didn't know before this whole process started? Have you fallen in love with Brazil, Roger?
I was in love before I even got here.
Okay.
And because I've seen the enthusiasm, the passion of the fans, and the people here. We had Russell Wilson was down here a couple of years ago, and he called me immediately and said, "You got to get down there. The people just are so passionate about football." And Tom Brady said the same thing. And so I see that there's a real passion in this community for sports. And as I say, that's what we're looking for, is those kinds of great cities, worldwide, global cities, that have a passion for sports, and that when we introduce our game can take it to another level.
Were you surprised at all? Because, I mean, Brazil is the land of soccer, right? And all of a sudden we're the land of football now. Were you surprised when you looked at the numbers and saw how the sport was growing here?
No, because you know, that's true when we play in London. It's true when we play in Mexico. It's true when we play in Germany. You know, there's room for more than one sport, and we all understand the dominance of soccer or football on a global basis. But again, I think fans, we give them an alternative. We give them something else that doesn't take away from soccer. It just builds on that fan base that's so passionate, particularly younger fans, which is one of the things that, you know, as you'll see around an NFL game, and you've seen it, it's more than just a game. It's all the things that happen around the game and the presentation.
Now, tickets here sold in 2 hours. I was surprised, I tell you. 2 hours, we sold all their tickets.
You were surprised,
about 45,000 in 2 hours. That's amazing. Are we going to have to expand the stadium for the next games?
Well, we did put in some temporary seats somewhere. I haven't seen them yet, and I think stadium's a big part of this experience, right? So you want to have the right stadium. We look at it as our stage. A field's important, and this field looks spectacular. So you want to make sure that all those elements are here as part of the operational side of it. But it's really more than that. It's really it's giving fans an opportunity to see the way we represent our football. Yeah. And I think fans want to see more of that.
Now, you recently said in an interview with Pat McAfee that you got to have a spark before you start a fire, right? So we have a spark here. How do you envision the future of the NFL in Brazil? Do you see Brazil as a partner for many years to come, maybe even having more than one game a year?
Yeah, we don't come as one-offs anymore. I think to the point you made earlier, we spend a lot of time thinking of different alternatives, the way to build a market, to build a fan base, and to bring that access to our fans. We've seen that passion here, but we're convinced of that. So we're here, and we want to be here for the long term. Now, there are a lot of cities in Brazil who want to have it too. I know Rio's over there knocking on the door, but that's a good opportunity. It could be. I think you see that we've done that in Germany as an example. We've been in Munich and Frankfurt, and back to Munich, and looking at Berlin. So I see this as continuing to find ways to bring the game more closer to fans.
Roger, I know you played the game a little bit in your life, and you showed tremendous perseverance to get to the NFL. I heard that you sent letters to all the teams and everything.
All rejected, too.
To convince fans that don't really know American football in Brazil, why is the NFL something to watch? Why is football something to give a chance to?
Well, it's America's favorite sport, number one. I think 93 of our top 100 shows last year were NFL football. So Americans have embraced this sport. And I think what makes the game unique, and I think what we're so proud of, is the action. If you like strategy, we have strategy. Yeah. If you like great athletes, we have lots of great athletes. If you like the physical contact and the speed, you have a lot of that. So I think the fact that our league is so competitive, every team has a chance to win. We have surprises every year as teams and as individuals. And I think that's the core of our success, is the game.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Roger.
Anytime.
I really appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right.